Welcome to WandaVision. I'm so unbelievably hyped for this. I have been without Marvel for a long time. Oh, it's good to see this intro again. Oh shit, they got all the stuff from like Endgame in here too. That's really cool. And Tony Stark and the snap. Dude, I miss Marvel so much. I'm an unashamed Marvel fanboy. Oh, that's cool. Fades to the black and white. I'm already digging it. Okay, so we're just jumping right into the 50s sitcom. It's actually kind of funny. Yeah, they're not wasting any time. They're just jumping right into it. But I have so many questions as to how they got here. Oh my gosh, the laugh track and everything. Dude, I haven't seen like a good sitcom in a long time.
Well, I know the apron is a bit much.
What was the question again? Oh, well, perhaps you've forgotten yourself.
Good fourth wall break.
No, I've been...
That's me off to work, then.
Oh.
They're actually doing a really good job making this feel like an old sitcom.
Oh. Have a good day, dear.
It's so cute.
Oh dear, I'm Agnes, your neighbor to the right. My right, not yours.
More like
Forgive me for
Agatha.
not stopping by sooner
We all
to
know who you
welcome
are.
to block My mother-in-law, Wanda. Charmed. Golly, you settled in
There's
fast.
something a little odd
Today's
about
movie
that.
company?
No, it's not a holiday.
An anniversary then?
Yes.
Yes.
Anniversary.
How to goose your wife so you don't lose your wife. Hang on. I'll go
These
grab it and we can
like
start
really corny
playing.
jokes are
Oh, this is gonna be a
weirdly
dance.
endearing. Oh my gosh.
Here, from work or the largely nonsensical nature of the lyrics?
The first one. All I know is since you've gotten here, productivity has gone up 300%.
What is it we're producing?
Kind of interesting, like
Computational forms.
nobody really knows what's going on.
Quite like you do, pal. You're like a walking computer.
Almost like none of
I
it's
most
real.
Certainly I'm not. Mr. Heart, of course. Dear
Ah.
Mr. Heart, dear lady, Nick enthusiasm.
I wore a turtleneck.
That you should stumble when you walk into a room so he can catch you. It's romantic.
Any
Unless he
other
doesn't
tricks?
and you just fall on your
Point out
face.
that the death rate of
No, darling, I still get a little tongue-tied.
Bears? After all this time.
It's an awful lot riding on this one, Wanda.
It's such like a classic sitcom setup. They both are thinking about two completely different things on different pages and everything. Oh my gosh, we're actually gonna get a commercial. Something really odd about this though. Oh, that was the arc reactor sound effect. Oh, the light's in color too.
The all-new Toastmate 2000
That was a little
by
unnerving.
Stark Industries. Forget the past.
Oh, it's by Stark Industries? That's cool. Classic sitcom.
Traditional Sokovian greeting of hospitality. Guess who? Tell you my wife is from Europe.
Oh, how exotic.
Sokovian is what it is, yes.
Can I just see you
It's so
in the kitchen for a
Copian.
moment?
What are you wearing?
Well, it's our anniversary.
What are you wearing?
Anniversary of what?
You move at the speed of sound, and I can make a pen float through the air. Who needs to abbreviate?
Darling, this is so romantic to do.
You're awfully dense, aren't you, Bill?
Well,
Oh,
Kind of.
Agnes, you're a lifesaver.
Are you sure, dear? Many hands make light work, and many mouths make good gossip.
oh my gosh.
Actually, this menu can be done in a snap. Lobster thermidor with mini mixed turnovers to start.
Yes, take out the papers and the trash. Or you won't get no smell no more. Yakety yak. Don't talk about
I'm surprised at how much I'm enjoying like the really old-timey sitcom stuff.
Just coming. Fred.
Fred.
For your upside down cake. Oh, hi.
What was that? Did you hear that? My wife's head is spinning. Generally
I
speaking,
feel like there might be going on, or like more going on than just she's hungry, you know? I'm like keenly on the lookout for weirdness happening.
You know, I had high hopes for you. Breakfast for dinner. How very,
European,
Breakfast for dinner is the best.
Let's have a toast.
Suck my ass.
married, and why don't you have children yet?
Well, they probably will by the end of this.
No, patients are, they're setting up their story. Let them tell it.
Ooh, that was a very meta line right there.
story.
They're setting up their story.
why did you come here?
Why did they come here?
Stop it.
Okay, yeah, now it's getting weird.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
This is tripping me out, actually. She's like
Stop it.
about to cry.
Stop it.
Vision, help him.
Oh, let me help you up.
Well, that was very ominous.
This guest is leaving your home.
I have so many questions as to what's actually going on here, though.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
Oh, everybody wants to stop hearing that. Aw, it's actually really cute.
I do. And they lived happily ever after.
We all know that's not gonna happen. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I see the sword logo. What the hell? Ah, that was it? That's the first episode? It got me super interested. I was already like really hyped for the whole show, but that even more so got me really intrigued with whatever the mystery is that's going on here. Oh, and true to every other Marvel movie, we get like an animated end credit sequence. Probably before the regular credits roll, I would assume. I feel like it's kind of important that we watch this, actually. This is pretty cool, though, like TV pixels, but with Wanda's, like, red magic all mixed into it. It's cool. Oh, I saw the headpiece. Please tell me Wanda gets her, like, comic-accurate costume by the end of this. I feel like there's hints as to what's going to happen in the show by watching this. Yeah, that was a cool first episode. I liked it a lot. So the episode was rather short, as I kind of expected, considering they're doing the whole sitcom thing. They probably want to be accurate in terms of sitcoms are only about 20 to 24 minutes long when you take out the commercials and the credits and everything. But I am kind of surprised that they just jumped immediately into the sitcom. There was no setup. There was no even sort of building on a mystery as to why they got here. They just went straight for it, which in turn makes you wonder even more, like, what the mystery of this all is. Like, how did this happen exactly? Myself and many other people, I think very rightly, assume that Wanda is the one doing all this, either subconsciously or maybe intentionally. You know, she can't live with the fact that Vision is dead. She never got to experience the life she wanted to with him, so she's making this all happen. But how she was able to jump from just moving objects telekinetically and reading minds to actually bending reality around her, I want to know. Because in the comics, you know, she controls chaos magic and very clearly alters reality and like the probability of certain events. But in the MCU, she's never done anything like that as of yet. Well, I can't say that anymore because now she clearly is. But again, it just makes you wonder all the more, how did they get into this like alternate reality? And even though it's not really anything like the original House of M comic, I like this version of it a lot so far. It's cool seeing both the sitcom aspect of the show and the surreal kind of fourth wall breaking or like meta stuff that happens. That being said, a vast majority of the episode was just straight sitcom. Like, it was just a very straightforward, like Dick Van Dyke kind of plot going on. But there are moments where things feel like a little off. Like when Vision asked his coworker, like, what do we do here? And even he was kind of like, you know, I don't really know, but it's been a lot better since you've been here. Or Agnes saying, we'll get it done in a snap, which I feel like is kind of an Endgame reference, as well as her hinting at the fact that she knows Wanda has powers. Because in the comics, Agatha Harkness is like a mentor of Wanda, and actually teaches her certain things about her powers, because she's also a witch. And I feel pretty confident that Agnes is actually Agatha, but I don't know, the MCU has made some pretty dramatic changes to characters before, so maybe she's not? I don't know, I feel like it's pretty likely that she's going to end up being Agatha. I guess we'll have to see where the show goes from here. But obviously, the most surreal and strange moment of the episode, which in my opinion was also the best scene of the episode, was when Mr. Heart started like choking on some food, and the camera angles instantly changed from the typical sitcom style, and they started getting like closer and closer to each of the characters as they're all looking like very afraid and like completely out of it. And for a moment it seemed like Wanda like broke from the sitcom for a moment. Like when she tells Vision help him, that didn't seem like a character moment, you know. It seemed like she was genuinely telling him like he's dying, like you need to save him right now. The fact that his wife just like kept repeating like, oh, stop it, like that was genuinely really unnerving, because she went from laughing about it to, in my opinion, it looked like she was about to cry, like she was really worried, which again makes me wonder if all these people are just like figments of Wanda's imagination that she's created into reality, or if they're real people that she's also trapped in this like alternate world and there's like no way for them to escape it. I don't really know. They did a good job in this first episode, not giving you very much at all, but giving you just enough to ponder and think over, which is pretty sweet. Cinematography was really good. I really like how they completely went in on the whole sitcom thing, like 100% made it actually feel like the Dick Van Dyke Show. From pretty much everything, the set design, the costumes, the lighting, and the camera work, it was all very, very true to the actual 50s sitcom. And I weirdly liked the laugh track. Music was very good, because again, they just went full on with the 50s sitcom thing. They had the laugh track. The music was very whimsical and corny, with the exception of that moment when his boss started choking, and you could hear just this like ominous, like almost humming kind of sound. It was very cool. As for acting, I think I'm actually going to give it to Paul Bettany for this episode. He and Elizabeth Olsen both did so good, but seeing him go from the Vision character that we know, who's, you know, much more mechanical and robotic, to this much more animated and fun kind of version of the character, it was really cool to see, actually. And I knew both of them were good actors, but again, seeing them do something so different than anything else we've seen in the MCU, it's really cool. Editing and pacing was very good. Again, it matched a 50s sitcom like to a T, all the way down to a commercial about a toaster from Stark Industries, which was a cool little nod. Oh, and that was also a moment where things got a little weird, because when it started beeping and going off, kind of like an alarm or some kind of warning, you can see the look on the wife's face in that commercial, and she looks like really freaked out by it. But anyways, as for pacing, it was methodical, very much like a 50s sitcom, and obviously a very short episode, which I'm sure is going to irritate some people, but unlike The Mandalorian, I actually think there's a precedent for it, because again, they're trying to make it like a real sitcom, which is only about 20 to 24 minutes long, so it makes sense for them to do that. Overall, I'm going to give this first episode an 8.5 out of 10. I want to give it a little higher because I really appreciate how in-depth and how much research they've done to make it really feel like a 50s sitcom. The only reason I'm not going to is because there wasn't quite enough hinting at the overall mystery that I would have wanted from the first episode. I was kind of hoping for just a little bit more on that aspect. But they also gave me that great scene of him like choking and things got really surreal for a moment, so I can't be too mad. And lucky for me, I don't have to wait for the next episode because they dropped the first two right away, so I'm about to watch that right now. And that's about it.